Hi guys and welcome. I'm Dr Akbari. You can see I have my little twist right in my face. I just want to show you guys what I do at night. It's not difficult. I keep a nice loose base and I just twist. And so when I untwist, I lubricate my fingers with my oil. And sometimes depending on what I put on that night, I may not. And I just untwist and I slide it open. And then isn't that great? These defined little curls. Let's tuck it back under here with the rest of it. There it is. It's so wonderful what our hair will do. It's like, choo. I love it. Okay, let's get right to our questions. All right. Said, hi, Dr. Akbari. How much hair vitamin, hydration, and oil should be used? When I was in your clinic, oh, thank you for coming in. Your stylist in your salon area used, she's saying she used quite a bit on the drive home. She laid a paper towel on to absorb some of the product. She wasn't complaining, but she wanted to know how much was too much. When you come in, patients who come into our institute, if they're in treatment, they tend to we over saturate, over lubricate. And the reason for that is because so much is going to dissipate, because it's very difficult to balance people who are very dehydrated. So initially, you use more product because you lose a lot of it. You know how sometimes people will complain, well, I put some on and my hair just absorbed it, or I put it on and it just sat on top, those kinds of things. So that's why we over saturate. Thank you for that question. Okay, next question. Why is it so much easier to retain length when you stop using direct heat on the end? Does it really help to treat split ends instead of cutting them? What is the proper way to treat ends? Thank you for your wonderful advice. You're welcome. Okay. First, with heat, if you overheat, there's a breaking down process of the hair. It's called a meltdown. That's what I term it. That's how I term it. And what happens when that hair starts to melt down, you lose your precious layers. And when you do, you lose elasticity, so the hair begins to fall apart and break. And that's why you can't retain length, because it's too weak. Once it gets to a certain length, it just breaks off. Now, split ends. Split ends, of course, peel back into the healthier hair because of if they're not treated or trimmed. So with that, you have the option to treat or trim. How do you treat it? As I said before, you have to keep things balanced. Use your moisture and your oil and your forefinger and thumb. Just give the ends attention. A lot of times I see people, and on the YouTubes, you guys are out there, and thank you so much for all of this interesting information, and it helps me to know what to say and how to help you guys. But anyways, you'll take this comb and you see this is not helping the ends. You always have to treat the ends kind of like we would do our elderly. You know, old folks, we're careful with them. We don't just push them around. We're careful to guide them. And so the ends are the old folks. So you got to smooth, and lubricate, hydrate, then lubricate, and then you're careful to twist. And that's how you treat the ends. And that's a protective style. But, you know, just making sure that you lubricate. Whether you have relaxed hair, even with relaxed hair, you lubricate carefully and lightly. Because remember, they're support products. And you can over lubricate and you'll have limp hair. So just with relaxed hair. So it's just, you got to balance it, guys. All right. How long am I supposed to keep henna on when I use henna on my hair? Is it better to sit in the dryer with it? Anytime you want optimum penetration, you sit on the dryer, 60 degrees, that's about medium setting on your dial. Henna can stay on anywhere. It depends on what the package says in the henna. It can stay on 20 minutes. That's going to give you the maximum probably. So just pay attention to really what you're doing. If it's a henna just for conditioning purposes, that will be a good amount of time. But if it's for color, 15 to 20 minutes, sometimes 30 minutes. Depends on how porous your hair is. So that's why I would say about 20 minutes is good. Next question. My 2 daughters and I are suffering from hair loss and in the same pattern. 2 of us have relaxed hair and the other doesn't. Could our breakage be genetic, or could there be another explanation? Could it be the hair products that we use? I have my water tested for contaminations. I'm puzzled by all of this. I have attempted to rationalize and or analyze the situation. Help us. Oh, I'm so sorry, but listen, it's really simple. What's happening here? First, let's kind of help you to understand. Breakage is not genetically linked. Hair loss can be genetically linked. We can have follicles that are genetically programmed to shut down at a certain cycle, but hair breakage is from damage. Let's just clear that up now, guys. Hair breakage is from damage. So we know that there's something that's happening on the outside. There's an external issue going on. I talk about this in my book, Everyone's Guide to Beautiful Hair at Any Age. I talk about how we will age our hair just because of how we take care of it or lack of, and then we'll pass that on generation to generation. So that's how you get it all in the family in some cases, not all, but some cases. Also, certain hair texture and type can give you a predisposition to certain types of breakage. So there's things that we have to think about as it relates to that. Products are important. You have to pay attention to what's happening with your hair as it relates to the products. What are you using to style with? I like to know a little bit more about that. And when I say that, I don't mean just the ingredients, but I mean the product itself. Are you using more setting tools? A lot of people use gels and activators and things that really give you no benefits, in some cases hurt the hair. So we need to know more about that. I don't think it's the water. I just don't. If you're in a situation where there's hard water, then you want to hydrate more. But contaminations, if you're not losing hair from the follicle itself excessively, like balding, and it's breakage, it's probably dehydration, and your hair is probably also out of balance. So protein is not strong or hydrated enough. So I think that we can help you, but I need to know a little bit more about your problem, or exactly what you're using and what your regimen is like. How often you're shampooing, how often you're conditioning, what are you using to style, as far as styles, like ponytails, ponytail holders, what are we doing? What tools are we using, combs or brushes? What are we doing? How are we removing tangles? All those things are important. Next question. When your hair soaks up conditioner from your deep conditioner treatment under the dryer, does this mean that the molecules are light or the right size and adequately penetrating the hair? I know that you have spoke about conditioners and molecule size. Have been using a deep conditioner that says deep conditioner. However, not sure if this is the right conditioner. Let's see. Okay, she wants to know my thoughts. I just want to make sure. Okay, this is how you know. Two things. Number one, if your conditioner penetrates, it means two things. One, that the conditioner, the molecules are small enough so it's penetrating well. The other thing is your hair needs more. Anytime it goes in and it looks like your hair just took it all in, then you need more conditioner. So that's when we do what we call the plussing. So after you put it on, let it sit for 15 minutes or 10 minutes. Then it soaks in, you put more on because you want that hair full, okay, before you rinse off, because it can do its best repair if it's got enough. Your hair may need a certain amount. My hair may need a different amount. So that's how you determine. But the molecules are small enough if it's going in and if it disappears into the hair. And then it also tells you that your hair is pretty porous. So it's just neat. I call it malnourished hair. Okay, next question. When did you do the big chop? How much natural hair growth have you had since the big chop? When did you do the big relax? I didn't do the big chop. When did you do the big relax? How much natural hair growth did you have since you did the big relax? Thank you, and I hope I can figure out when these questions are asked. Okay. All right. So another thing, when you guys ask a question, if you look right under here where it says show questions or show details, I can't remember what it says right there underneath that, you click on that and it'll tell you the times those questions and all the list of the questions. So that'll help you. She wants to know how she'll know where her question is. I did the big relax in 2009. That was the first. This is now 11. Wow. And it was really interesting for me. It was different. I had to do it because I felt like people did not know how to transition, and everybody thought they had to do the big chop, and you don't. I have retained length, and I am getting length. My hair is pretty long. Today I've got my frizzy fro, so it's pretty tight. So if I take my hair and I stretch it, you see it's almost at bra length. So it's pretty long. And I trimmed twice, so that kind of tells you. But I broke some because I'm conducting studies all the time. So I lost some of the ends as well as I started my little studies and showing you guys things and showing you what to do and what not to do. So it's been an experience, and I love it. And I would do it again, and I may just do that. Let's see. Dear doctor, I recently decided to wear my hair in braids more often, but I would still like to keep my scalp clean. How do you wash braids or shampoo braids? How frequently do you advise? I recommend twice a week. I have a braid program. If you email me, lisa@lisaakbari.com, I will send it to you. I'll send you a link on how to get it. All right. Next question. When is it good to use gel on your hair? Never. You should never use gel. If you find a gel that does not dehydrate, then I think we could use it. People like gel because gel is the next best thing to relaxer. It gets the job done. Our hair is down. Well, of course, I like puffy hair, but the gel seems to lay our hair down better than any other thing that's been made. But there are other things that are more friendlier to the hair. And there are ways to lay your hair down. Let me get my headband on here because I'm kind of... There are other things that... Here we go. All right. We have a product called Mud. And I don't really promote a lot of my products, but just go on my website. You want to make sure that whatever you're using, it's not going to harden the hair to the point where the hair is dehydrated. That's important, and gel does that. And gel also, when I look at the scalp under the microscope, gel sticks to the skin and it drops the moisture level. It irritates the skin, it causes itching, so the patient scratches, and so it's causing first and sometimes second degree skin damage. So it's just bad. I don't recommend it. Okay. All right, let's see. I think I've left out some questions. All right. All right, so let's go to the next one. Where are we? I think we've done that one. Okay. I've got all of my pages all mixed up. 12, 13. Let me see. Maybe I'm okay. All right, here's a question. You guys, these questions sometimes, wow. I just love it. Okay, it says, hi, Dr. Lisa. I got to be honest. I went out and got deep conditioner and after listening to you. And the gist of her question is she started using the deep conditioner and she felt like her hair was drier drier now than before using it. And I think I just want to kind of sum that question up because I did read it because it was so long. And I thought I want to make sure I get it in. Let me explain to you about deep conditioning. When you first decide to, and if she clarified as well, it sounds like she must have clarified and deep conditioned. Once you remove all of these old product off your hair, then your hair is going to be at what we call the true state. The deep conditioner is going to balance your protein and moisture level over a period of time. I think she mentioned she's used it twice. Give yourself 7 to 12 weeks. Stay with it and daily hydrate and lubricate. I know we want something that's just going to really give us this hair that just behaves immediately. You can do that. You can put products that are very dense on your hair. But you just got to be careful that it's going to be harder to get them out when you shampoo. And if you cannot remove them when you shampoo, then you have what we call pollutants. And over a period of time, pollutants can hold negative bacteria, and it could cause other problems. One, it could cause hair dehydration, not the bacteria, but the pollutants. And then the pollutants for your scalp can cause scalp disease over a period of time because it holds negative bacteria, pathogens. So I recommend that you clarify, you deep condition, stay with the deep conditioner. Eventually it will get better. And make sure you follow my shampoo technique on my natural hair page. Do it over and over and over till you get it right. Because a lot of times people do, and I found this out from a patient, a lot of times people will use that video, look at it, and think they got it, and they don't. She said, until I watched it several times, I didn't get it. Okay, next question. Is there any way to repair the elasticity of my hair? I noticed that some strands throughout my natural hair, let's see, natural hair, mostly 4A type hair, are less curly since I have had a professional press and curl done when I had it last month. My hair is bra strap length when straightened. Do I have to cut my hair and start over? What temperature should you use on coarse hair? Okay. Here's the deal. Several things. Number one, elasticity. As long as your hair is stretching and it's not breaking, you have elasticity. You may have lost some of those layers. You may have. If the hair is pressed and it's still straight, when it's wet, it's over processed with a pressing comb because you have flattened out the cortex, and that's real important not to do. Overheating, and that is a problem. Coarse hair, you can have a higher temperature, even higher than 300, but your hair is no longer coarse if you've got these problems. So I would say go 300 or less. And at this point, I would think about not doing any heated tools at all because your hair has been heat damaged. It sounds, based on what you've told me. So you need to be careful. Okay? All right, let's see. Let's see where we are. Okay, you know what? I'm going to end it now. I love you guys. To God be the glory in Jesus. I'm Lisa Akbari, your hair doctor. Keep the questions coming. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you guys real soon. Bye-bye.